back to Between the Ribs with Jonathan Morris on Florida Man Radio.
Why now? Why how? Too late. Day late, dollar short. Keeping families together. But first, I'm going to pay off the Liam Payne story we told you about.
Yes.
And then we're going to get into Biden's debacle on his way out the door. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Peaceful transfer of power. Listen, folks, just because we were defeated don't mean we were defeated.
I think they're just trying to say, look, y'all think we can't do this, so we can. With the peaceful transition, because everyone was like, well, it wouldn't have been peaceful 4 years ago.
But Trump did end up giving the power, giving the keys back. He didn't stay.
That wasn't peaceful. He fought it.
Because he had a voice. He had a voice.
I'm just devil's advocating right now.
I know. But Biden also said, my daddy in Scranton always told me, the measure of a character of a man is not getting knocked down, it's how fast you get back up. Come on, folks.
Don't do that again. You know.
Is that a bad?
That was a bad impression.
All right.
We have to hear him enough.
All right. Liam Payne.
Okay, yes.
Fell out of a hotel.
Did he?
They said it was suicide at first. They thought it was an accidental death, the drug overdose. Now 3 people in Argentina have been arrested.
Yes.
And one of them is the hotel worker. Tell us all about it, Heather.
Okay, I don't know about the hotel worker. I just know about 2 people have been charged. Each face the crime of supplying narcotics, prosecutors say. They believe that Payne was supplied with cocaine while he was staying at the hotel at least twice. And, oh, wait, where was it? It said that he was not...
It wasn't his fault.
At the moments before his death and in the period of his last 72 hours, Payne only had traces of polydrug use of alcohol. I don't know what that means. Cocaine and a prescription antidepressant in his body. All of the injuries that he had were compatible with those caused by a fall from a height, and that self-harm of any kind or physical intervention by third parties were ruled out. So third parties, nobody tried to save him, but they also say it's not his fault because he was in an altered state.
But he had trace amounts in the system.
I don't know how they could say trace. I mean, they even said, sources told ABC News that a partial autopsy found that he had multiple substances in his system, including pink cocaine, which is a mix of several drugs, meth, ketamine, MDMA, and others, as well as cocaine. So this guy was just like, and benzo something or other.
The old
crack.
ketamine. The old ketamine clicker.
The old
ketamine kicker.
Just a buffet of drugs.
Yeah.
And
that was
him
like
seeing how much he could get in him. But because he was in an altered state, it's being investigated because you can't possibly hurt yourself on purpose in that state.
The one story I read, you're right? The one story I read was the hotel guy, whoever the hotel attendant, is being charged because he is the one that knew what was going on in the room. He didn't alert authorities, and he was the go-between in Argentina between them and the drug dealer.
That makes sense. Going to the front desk, hey man, you got to hook up. Can you help me out?
Send it to the front. Send it to the room. Don't you know who I am? I'll have sex with your wife if you want me to. I'm Liam Payne. We'll do a little swinging down in Argentina.
My girlfriend left 7 days ago. I'm free.
Right. But crack and cocaine are the same things.
I don't know how that stuff works.
Well, they call it hard and soft, white girl, and cookies, but we're not going to get into that. I heard it from a friend. You snort powder, you smoke crack, rock. But they're basically saying you take powder cocaine, you cook it down. Well, I'm not going to tell people how to do this. I am not going to tell you how to make crack cocaine. I am sorry. Let me stop. I only know
I can't
this.
believe that's still a thing. I don't think I've known anybody to ever do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, where I come from, a lot of people did it.
Wow.
I personally did not, but it's big. We're not even going to talk about why people do it. Scratch that. There's enough things out there. So the reason I brought this story up is that's part of one thing Trump's talking about. He's talking to Mexico. Believe it or not, the Mexican president is already telling people to stay. Stop going to the border. Guys, gals, Senoras, senoritas.
Trump's in office. Things are going to be bad.
Stop
Don't
going
go to
the border.
Cut it out.
Well, he's promising to classify the drug cartel as terrorists.
I'm okay with that.
And send military support to aid Mexico in the fight against the cartels. And this is why it's so important. Operation Night Owl. All right, Operation Night Owl has been going on for some time now, and they finally made their bust. They got enough information, and they were able to make the bust. Cartel members coming over from Mexico, crossing the Arizona border, they apprehended them, seized them, got into their compound. You ready for this?
No.
2 million fentanyl pills. 2 million pills. 46.
And this is the stuff that will kill you if you touch it and get it on your hands.
It's like a half a gram. Jeff will have to text in or call to tell us he knows the exact number. Because I thought it was a half a gram. He's like, no, it's like a 0.0.
Regardless.
No.
It's very deadly if you take it.
Yeah, they use fentanyl in hospitals, and it's a very good drug to keep people out of pain.
In a controlled setting where if
Right.
something happens, they can counteract it because they're right there
Yes.
monitoring.
And they're administering it to you in the doses that won't kill you.
Right.
Right. And the problem is with these pills, let's say there's a small amount of fentanyl in there that normally would not kill you. But a lot of idiots crush up pills and snort them. So you crush
So
up
they're
the
not
pill.
weighing it
Well, what they're
before-
doing is they crush it up, and then when they separate the two lines, they don't realize that one part of the line has all the fentanyl in it. The other part has the other stuff in it. And then they snort all the fentanyl at one time instead of it digesting slowly through your body, and it kills you. Again, please don't crush pills and snort them. Okay? This is not a drug addict
It's
education
kind of a
class.
quick Darwin
Here's the other thing. People are like, they're not sprinkling fentanyl on marijuana, and they're not putting fentanyl on other stuff. Wait.
Okay.
46 pounds of powder to be added to other narcotics such as marijuana and powder cocaine. 46 pounds of fentanyl is a lot.
Okay. So, for where it comes in with weed, once fentanyl is lit on fire, it has no effect.
So you tell
cannot
that, wait,
smoke it.
stop. I don't know where you got that from, but you tell that, wait, stop.
I'm waiting.
You tell that to the moms of the 6 teenagers in DeLand that are dead. Okay?
They were not smoking fentanyl.
They were. The cops found it. They had joints of marijuana rolled up, and the fentanyl was laced in the marijuana, and they all died of a fentanyl overdose. Okay? They were all found in the back of the pickup truck dead with a bag of marijuana that was laced with fentanyl, and they were rolling joints and smoking it. From DeLand, it happened last year.
So they were getting it on their fingers. They weren't smoking it. Hold on.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're trying to be an asshole about this.
Me?
Like, yes, you're over there grinning and smiling, but this is a big deal.
it is.
Teenage kids are buying laced marijuana, and whether or not it's being absorbed through their fingers or being absorbed as they smoke it, they're still dying from it. These terrible drug dealers are lacing marijuana with fentanyl. Right? And I understand a bunch of the people with the marijuana thing were making fun of people like me, but there's multiple people. You can look up the amount of deaths from marijuana-laced fentanyl just in Florida, let alone Texas and Arizona and other states. It's a real thing. And I don't care if, as they were rolling the weed and breaking up the buds, the fentanyl got in their hands and they licked their mouth. I don't care how it got in their body. They were not out doing cocaine or crack or meth or pills. They were smoking weed in the back of a truck, and they died of fentanyl overdose. It happened. Right? And I understand you're trying to save the marijuana people, and that's cool.
No, I'm not. I don't care about the marijuana people. I'm just saying they're saying something stupid because it's not accurate. Burning destroys fentanyl. Vape pens are too low, or temperatures are too low.
I
Liver
read that
breaks
same
down
report.
edibles. There's no profit to be made. No drug dealer is putting fentanyl in marijuana because
So
every
how
dime
are
they
the
sold,
kids-
they'd be losing $10.
So how are the kids dying
I don't know.
from fentanyl and marijuana? How's it happening there?
I don't know. I haven't seen that report.
We covered the story last year when we were still at the studio before they closed it.
I
They
don't.
found 6 kids at the lake in DeLand dead in the back of a truck, and all they had on them was a marijuana bag, and they had rolling papers, and when they rushed them all to the hospital to do the autopsy, they died of a fentanyl overdose. I even got on to some of the kids I know that smoke dope, and I was like, dude, y'all got to start being careful. They're putting this stuff in everything. It's not about customers and profits. It's about killing Americans and killing people. They don't care. There's so many customers out there, they don't care who they're killing. And maybe it was people who put it in thinking, man, if we can add fentanyl to marijuana, change the high, before they realize that, oh, once you cook it, it doesn't do anything. That part don't matter. The fact of the happen is they just made this massive operation. They arrested like 120 people. They found 12 pounds of heroin,
That's what
$75,000, 15 firearms. And this is what I'm trying to, this is the biggest part of the story for me. This is the Mexican cartel, right? 15 firearms and 12 vehicles and only $75,000 in cash. This is what is so dangerous about, I grew up in the days of I'm from South Florida. Everybody did drugs growing up. And there was you very rarely had a chance of dying unless you were some idiot. All right? $75,000 cash, 15 guns, 12 vehicles. In the 80s, that would have been $1.5 million, 300 cars from a chop shop. 300 firearms from a chop shop, and however many vehicles. 2 million fentanyl pills, 46 pounds of fentanyl powder, and only 75. The money's in the fentanyl. I'm sorry, it is. The money's in the fentanyl. We got 2 minutes?
Yes.
All right. Keeping families together is a false hope thing Biden tried to get passed. Supreme Court just denied it, said it's unconstitutional. Migrant workers that come over here to work legally with green cards, sneaking their wives and kids into the country. Biden promised them all citizenship.
Of course he did.
Supreme Court said that's unconstitutional. You can't do it. That would be like you working for me, and then I turn around one day and Billy's here. I'm like, what's Billy doing here? You're like, oh, I snuck him in. He's got a job too. And be like, what? No, I didn't hire him.
Him now. You're paying him
Yeah, you're paying him now. Does anybody else know how asinine this sounds? And the latest thing out from the USDA, solar panel, and I didn't mean to yell at you like that.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's totally
It just
cool.
made me very mad, and I apologize. I love you, but you were smiling like you were just going to prove me
totally
wrong.
fine. Well, and I still believe.
And that's okay. That's cool. And maybe it does, but that lets you know how dangerous it is that if they're still doing it. They want us now as ag farmers and ranchers to share our land with solar power places. Come on, man. We're going to pay all your bills. Let us rent your land.
Why can't they take the solar panels and put them on top of buildings?
Right.
Rent the building tops.
Yes. They want us to believe that we can rent our land to them. They can destroy it with solar panels, and then you can still graze your animals around the solar panels. It's a win-win for everybody. It's the stupidest thing on earth. We need a radical change. We do. We need a radical change in the FDA, CDC, USDA. Those businesses and places are so corrupt. Morris Family Farms, Organic Meats.
101 North Country Club Road.
407, Lake Mary, 407, 402, 5686. We didn't do much farming on this show today. We did a lot of faith, family, and
It was
future.
an exciting week.
It was a crazy week. We love you. God bless America. We win. We win, we win, we win.
We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go.